Kent State football weekly press conference ahead of the game next Tuesday against that school down the road. Coach will open it up with an opening statement.
Yeah, exciting week for our players. Playing any rivalry game is always really cool to see the kids get excited about it as well. This is a rivalry game that's been going around for a long time. I think this is the 67th meeting between the two. The school is obviously located 10 miles down the road. The trophy series, since the trophy's been involved, Kent State's leading at 27, 25, and 1. The all-time series, the school down the road is actually leading at 36, 28, and 2. First time this game ever happened was October 6, 1923. So it goes back a long, long time, and it's one of the most historical rivalries out in college football. And I've been blessed to be a part of a couple of them. I played in Indiana and got to be a part of the Oak and Bucket, and being at Minnesota, got to play in the Paul Bunyan Axe, and then the Florida Rosedale when we played Iowa. So these games are always really, really exciting, and the fact that the two communities are so close together makes it even better. So excited about that. Just recapping last week's game, a lot of positives to pull from the game. We talked about starting fast. Thought the guys started really fast and got a turnover and scored. We had some adversity through the middle of the game that we didn't handle. We talked about the middle eight. We didn't handle the middle eight very well, which is the last 4 minutes of the second quarter and the first four of the third. So we started fast. I thought we did some things in the middle that were good, but really didn't control the middle part of the game and let it get away from us. But we got to come back and respond, and no better way to respond than playing a rivalry game. So excited about that. But with that being said, I'll open up for questions.
We'll kick it off with the voice of the Golden Flashes, Mr. Rob Plesky.
Well, thanks, Chase. Thanks, Coach. Can you talk a little bit about that fast start, against Miami, what that meant for the team, and did that give you some extra energy and a little bit of a boost, throughout that game?
Yeah, I thought it gave us a lot of energy, and it was good for our young kids to come out and start fast. We challenged them to take the next step in their growth. I got a great text from my old mentor, PJ Fleck, today, and it was talking about you don't get to choose when the flip happens when you're rebuilding something. The flip just happens one day, and what you're looking for is consistent growth. And I saw a lot of growth with our younger guys about starting fast. Seeing J-Dot knock the ball out and Josh Bach could get on top of it, and seeing some of our young D linemen go in there and play a little bit and start fast and create a new energy was really, really good to see. And then we were able to score on the first drive, which was good. And again, we just got to clean up some of the stuff that are easy plays, I call them. Like when they throw you a pick, picking it off, timing the jump right. But Tevin Tucker, he should have picked that one off. He mistimed his jump and locating the ball and stuff like that. If we can clean that up, we can take the next step that we need as a program, which is the accelerating in the middle part. So some good stuff to pull from, but still a lot to work on.
Was that one of the better defensive efforts of the year?
Yeah, by far. Against a team that's, I think they're in first place in the MAC, got a veteran quarterback. We did some really good stuff. Then we lost a couple of D linemen. Caden Beatty didn't play, and then Keaton Landry got hurt after the second drive. So we had to move a defensive end, A.J. Campbell, inside, which is not what his forte is at all. So that kind of slowed us down the run game. But I thought it was our linebackers probably best game of the year, to be quite honest with you. And I thought Josh Baca, again, put another outstanding game together. Josh is playing at a very, very high level, and I'm excited to see him and Alex Branch back there together and see what they can do as a unit. So there's a lot of positives to pull about the future of our program, which is exciting for us as coaches.
So moving ahead to this game on Tuesday, whether it's the last home game, for your seniors, can you talk about, being the last home game and what it would mean, to the senior group who, I know hasn't had the success that you guys wanted, but what would it mean to them? And what does that group mean to you? And what would a win on Tuesday mean?
Yeah, I'll start with the last part of that, what that group means to me. Last year, I didn't really know this team very well. We were getting to know each other, and it was kind of a mixed bag of emotions throughout the whole year. Guys, in like any first season, you had inward fighting in the locker room. You had guys that, I like the old way we did this. And then after the year, guys got to make a choice on if they wanted to come back. And this group knew the struggles that were going to be this year because we talked about our youth movement. We talked about playing a lot of young guys. And they still made the choice to come back. And we don't have a ton of them, but we have a lot of guys who believe in what we're doing. And the Matt Harmons of the world, the Luke Florias, the Caleb Johns, Those guys came back not knowing what it was going to look like, just knowing that there are going to be a lot of young kids playing around them. And they believed, they bought into it, and I'll never forget them when we do flip this thing. It's a group of guys that I will not forget their dedication and commitment, not to just me, but to Kent State University and the football program. So really excited, want to send them out on the right way. We talked about just being consistent and winning November and being the best version of yourself. And hopefully we can put it all together and send these guys out the right way.
When you look at the Zips on film, offensively, defensively, what are they doing? What are some of the concerns that you've got for Tuesday?
Yeah, I think they're a much improved football team. I look at Joe going into his third year here. They're big competitive in almost every game. You can see the growth they've made, especially on defense. I think their defense is really solid. Tim Tibesar's well-known defensive coordinator, been there for a couple years now, but has a long track record of having successful defenses back when he was even at Kansas State. So you can see the growth they made on defense and how hard they're playing, and they're being gap sound, and they're moving some pieces around to create confusion, which has allowed them to be in every game. Then offensively, obviously, Joe calls the offense. He puts conflict on you with the RPO game, but slipping the tight end out and then giving the quarterback kind of almost like triple option. He slips the tight end out and gives the quarterback a run kind of to the running back or running it himself option, which is really unique. And they do a good job they know who they are, and they're doing a good job at of kind of playing to their strengths. So much improved football team. We'll have our hands full with this one, and we got to play at our best.
I know last year was your first year with this rivalry. Do you look at the game any differently, this year since you experienced it last year? Do you, did anything stand out last year for you that maybe you didn't know about it and you have a different feeling this year?
Yeah, you better play 4 quarters. I know that much. It's a rivalry game, and it's like any other. Like from start to finish, no one's ever out of it. You got to come and you got to play your best. Adrenaline's going to be at the beginning of it. You're going to be playing with an extra spark probably because it is a rivalry game. But we got to play 4 quarters. It's like anything. It's competitive. We know them. They know us. We respect each other. But we don't necessarily like each other. So we got to go out there. We got to be at our best. And I'm going to challenge our guys that start with our practice today. About just tonight we practice, just make sure we're kind of geeked up and we're playing physical and hard and controlling the line of scrimmage and playing at our best come Tuesday.
How did you come out of the game health-wise with Miami? And, how do you think you're going to be? I know it's been rough, but how do you think you'll be from that standpoint on Tuesday?
We'll find 11 bodies to put out there. How about that? No, we lost a couple more guys this week. And all these injuries. And I credit our training staff. They've been just kind of freaky injuries that I haven't seen in my career often. But calf strain here that's actually really bad, or shoulder there that allows a guy from not tackling. So there've been injuries like that have kept guys out a week here, a week there. And I think we had Keenan Landry go down. I got to see where he's at today. I know we had Deshaun Martin went down early on in the game, so we lost him for the rest of the game. We'll see where he's at today and how he looks. Jaden Studio had a little bit of a injury as well, but I think he'll be back. So we'll be able to put some guys out there, and hopefully we get some guys back. There's been some guys close to being back to returning to play that hadn't been cleared quite yet, but hopefully we get those guys back this week.
And my last one, maybe what would it mean, to get that wagon wheel back and to try to get it right here on your home turf?
It mean a lot. It mean a lot for our program. And like I started off with that quote from PJ, you don't get to choose when it flips. When you're doing a rebuild, you don't get to choose where it flips. But it'd be nice to have it flip against this team and bring that wheel back and really get this thing starting to roll in the direction that we know it's going to roll someday.
All right, Coach. That's it for the contingent. Any closing statements?
Nope. Should be a fun week. Hopefully get a good crowd out there and go Flashes, Kent Grit. Thanks.